Hey kids, Mr. Kirchhoff here, and in this lesson we're going to talk about context clues. Now this is when we find ourselves investigating through the text for clues to help us with mysterious words we don't know the meaning for exactly. And these context clues are clues that we can use that are found in the words that are surrounding our unknown word. So let's take a look at a few of the types of clues that we can look for when trying to determine the meaning of an unknown word. That's right, we're standing up to those unknown words. No more raising our hand and asking the teacher for help. No more going to the dictionary. No more looking it up on the iPad. We have the tools ourselves to figure out what these unknown words are. So some of the clues that we can look for to help us stand up to these mysterious words are synonyms, antonyms, explanations, and examples. And we're going to break down each one of those types of clues so that we'll know what we're looking for when we find ourselves in this situation. So the first clue we're going to take a look at are synonyms. Now synonyms are words that have the same or similar meaning. That means we're going to be looking for words in the sentence that surround our unknown word but might have a similar meaning to it. And when we can find those similar meanings, we might be able to uncover the meaning of our unknown word. Let's look at this example. So the actress read through a book and perused a newspaper. Now the word we're looking at here, investigating, is peruse. That's our unknown word. I'm not sure what that means. So let's break down this sentence. What's happening? Well, we have an actress who read, that's what's going on, read a book and perused a newspaper. Well, those seem to be similar actions. You know, we can read through a book and through a newspaper. So maybe a synonym for perused is read. Okay? So maybe read and perused have similar meanings. Let's take a look. And it looks like that is the case. Perused means to read through. So right there, we were able to use the synonym read to help us figure out what perused meant. Sometimes we may not be able to use a synonym to help us uncover an unknown word. One other example that we can look for are antonyms. Antonyms are words with opposite meanings, okay, and they can help us out just as much as synonyms. So we're looking for words that have opposite meanings, and since they have an opposite meaning, we're going to be able to figure out what the meaning of the unknown word is. Let's look at this example. Mr. Kirchhoff was in a jubilant mood before he found out he was depressed from bad news. Well, let's take a look and see what's happening in this situation. Mr. Kirchhoff was in a jubilant mood. There's the word we're looking at, jubilant. Mood. Okay, well, I can think about the different types of moods I could be in. Let's read on. Before, so that was happening before he found out he was depressed. Oh, there's a key word right there. I can be in a depressed mood, from bad news. So I think depressed is the word that we need to zero in on. And depressed means to be sad and upset, not wanting to do anything. Okay, so that would be a depressed mood. So I wonder if depressed is an antonym for jubilant. Let's find out. Turns out that is the case, because jubilant means feeling or expressing happiness. That would be the opposite of being depressed. So this is an example of an antonym helping us uncover an unknown word. Another type of context clue that we can look at are explanations. Explanations are phrases that come after the unknown word and that help explain the word's meaning. So let's take a look at this example. Katie seemed infallible in math class because she had never gotten a problem wrong. The word that we're looking at here is infallible. That's the word in question. We don't know that word's meaning. So she seemed infallible in math class. Well, what are some things we can do in math class? We problem solve, we try to get problems right, we try to answer questions, add, subtract. I don't know. Let's keep working through it. Because, now this is a good signal word right here to let us know an explanation's coming. Okay, that's a really good signal word that really lets me know that a good explanation might be coming that can help me with this unknown word. Because she had never gotten a problem wrong. Never gotten a problem wrong. All of those seem like good clues. So she's mistake-free. Katie's mistake-free in math class. I'm jealous. Let's take a look and see what the meaning is. Infallible means incapable of making mistakes. So that explanation really helped us. It explained to us that she had never gotten a problem wrong in class. Now that might be a generalization, no one's perfect, but that's a good way still to explain the meaning of infallible. The last type of context clue that I want to look at is example. Examples are other words and phrases that illustrate how to define the word. So other words and phrases in the sentence that are surrounding our unknown word that help us define the word. So let's take a look at our example down here. James preferred to eat fruits and vegetables because they were nutritious. Well, we've got a group, two similar objects here. I know what fruits are, and I know what vegetables are, both things that we eat, and they're both healthy. That's something that they have in common. Because, so there's a good signal word to let us know an explanation's coming, because they were nutritious. I'm wondering, since nutritious is our word in question here, I'm wondering if nutritious has to do with things being healthy. Because I know fruits and vegetables are certainly healthy things to eat. Let's find out. And we see nutritious means providing healthy materials. Well, we know fruits and vegetables are healthy. I think those were two good examples to help us figure out what nutritious meant. Hey kids, okay, now that we've worked with context clues and really looked at the four main clues that help us uncover unknown words, let's try to put them into play a little bit here with some practice of a real life scenario where we could use context clues to figure out the meaning of an unknown word. So pay close attention and look out for the clues.
Hey, Mr. Kirchhoff, why are you so apprehensive about sewing with me? You shouldn't worry, you should be excited.
Freeze! Mr. Kirchhoff's not always the best listener when Mrs. Kirchhoff is talking to him, but he was listening this time and he heard a word that he did not understand. What does apprehensive mean? Well, let me think about the clues that we've talked about. Synonyms, antonyms, examples, explanations. Well, I think I maybe heard a word that could be a synonym. She said worry, like I was worried about sewing with her. I wonder if that has anything to do with the meaning of apprehensive. Is apprehensive a synonym of worry? She also said, I should be excited. Like I should be the opposite of being worried. And she said, I should be excited. So maybe the word excited, which is being happy and excited and thrilled about doing something, is an antonym or an opposite word of apprehensive. I think those are two clues that are helping me get closer. Let me see if there's any others. Examples and explanations are other clues that we can use to uncover the meaning of this unknown word. And one explanation I could think of is something I would rather do. Well, I certainly would rather play basketball, which Mr. Kirchhoff loves to do. I would rather play basketball than have to sew. An example that I could think of would be the time I sewed last time with Mrs. Kirchhoff. It did not go so well, and I'm still recovering from that situation. So there's an example and an explanation for what apprehensive could mean. All right, I think we're ready to figure out what apprehensive means. And we've come up with four great clues. We found a synonym, which was worry. Mrs. Kirchhoff said, I was worried about sewing with her, which is true. And I think that worried has a similar meaning to apprehensive. We also found an antonym, or an opposite word. Mrs. Kirchhoff said, I should be excited. Well, I'm not excited. I'm not excited at all, but she wants me to be excited, so that might be the opposite of apprehensive. Excited, ready to do something, thrilled to be doing something. We thought of examples, personal injury, still recovering. We thought of explanations. Love this game, would rather be playing that than sewing. So, with all of those clues uncovered, I think we're ready to determine what apprehensive means. And that means being fearful or anxious about doing something that we think is not going to go well. So that's what apprehensive means. Great job. Use these tools as you continue to read each day. Great job, guys.